Hello YouTube, I'm back, Shady Love, and I'm here to do a book review. Um, this book review, I decided to do a book review on Miss Whitney Houston. Not necessarily Whitney Houston, um, Remembering Whitney by Cissy Houston and Lisa Dickey and a foreword by Dionne Warwick. So this is a book that her mom wrote in honor of her to let us, the public, the fan, the people who may gossip or who just may miss her, know who exactly her child was, her daughter was. And I also have the book that was written by Mark Bego, The Spectacular Rise and Tragic Fall of the Woman Whose Voice Inspired Generation, Whitney Houston, by Mark Bego. I have that one. And I also have The Whitney I Knew by B.B. Winan. With Timothy Willard. But I'm reviewing the one that her mom set out for her, as a view into who she was. So I feel like, and I've read them all. Yeah. Miss Cissy, story of love lost and the night the music stopped. It was a very surprisingly truthful tribute, I guess, to her daughter. She just told it like it was, like how she felt it, how she saw it, how she lived it. And I feel like I commend her for telling the truth, because I feel like there was no sugarcoating anywhere. You know what I mean? And she just told it. She just told the truth. And me personally, as a viewer, some person that's on the outside looking in, I appreciate the truth any day. So we know that Whitney, she was born in Newark, New Jersey, and Mrs. Cissy, she starts off telling where she came from, how about her mother and father. Her mother was sick and her mother died at the age of like 32 or 36 I think, or 37, 39. She was in her late 30s, her mom, when she passed away, and of illness, and she had a stroke actually. And then she just started to decline after that. And her father, I guess, went on from there to marry another woman, and kind of like the family just kind of got like passed around or whatever, because she had there was 8 of them in her immediate family. And so she gave insight of, like, to me, I felt like the reason why she came with how she grew up in her family and started off with her parents and herself, and how she came up, and how it was in her household, is to give you an insight of, like, just to let you know of what Whitney Houston came from. Like, Whitney Houston wasn't no dog, wasn't from Dogtown. She wasn't from Riff Raff land and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why she put that in. Without her, there would be no Whitney. And I felt like she was just very forthcoming in her, in letting us see who her daughter was, who she was, who her father was, who her brothers, who her sons were, who her husband is. I just feel like if you had issues or whatever it was, Miss Cissy just put it in the book. Just whatever it was about you, whatever it was. you know, and however she felt about you, she didn't, you know, sugarcoat anything, you know what I mean? Uh, and There it was. So I feel like it lets you see Whitney to be, let you see that she was a human being. You know what I mean? And I know in the beginning, like Clive Davis, you know, once, you know, when they wanted to promote Whitney Houston, you know, the Whitney Houston that we knew, they wanted to do her as like the girl next door, a golden girl. And in many aspects, she was the girl next door. She was a good, you know what I'm saying, a good girl. Yes, Whitney Houston was a good person, a good girl. You know, she was raised up in the church house. She believed in God. You know what I'm saying? She was a child of God. You know what I'm saying? She prayed every day. She prayed before her performances. God was very present in her life. You know, her mom said that she didn't often make it to church, you know, after a certain point in life, you know, but she was always praying. She always read her Bible. And you can tell. You can tell. Her mother doesn't bash Bobby Brown or anything, you know. She doesn't sugarcoat Whitney Houston. You know, she tells you exactly who her daughter is. You know, she was no saint, you know, but she wasn't a dog either. She wasn't just some bum chick. You know, she had her problems. She had her ways of coping. She got caught up. You know, Miss Whitney got caught up. She got caught up in her life caught her up. You know, from what her mother from her writings, you know, I get the sense that Whitney Houston, you know, she just wanted to sing. You know, of course, you know, we like to make money, but she just wanted to sing. That was her joy, you know, in her heart, to sing. The fame, I think, I know, the fame sort of kind of chipped away and sort of just kind of destroyed the joyous being that she really was. You know what I'm saying? It stripped away the pure Whitney. You know, left somebody trying to cope with. You know, and I feel like her mom, like as far as like her issues with being addicted to drugs, and you know how like everybody, you know, they want to say that Bobby was the cause, or you know, Bobby was you know, very influential, and her mom just simply, just the way she, like, throughout the book, as you're reading, you get the sense, I mean, you get to know that, no, when she first started doing drugs, Bobby Brown was nowhere around. He was, you know, she was doing drugs long before Bobby. And partying and just trying to find herself. You understand what I'm saying? And once she started to become Whitney Houston, as she called herself, you know, she got to go be Whitney Houston. As she became the Whitney Houston superstar, you know, the drugs just helped her cope, and just, you know, that was just what it was. And you know, with drugs, you know, you may want to put those bad boys down, but when they catch you, they catch you. You know, you might not be able to, you know, let them go when you want to let them go. In your heart, you might say, oh, I'm not going to do these no more. You know, but when that drug bug gets you, you're got, you know. And I remember seeing Whitney Houston. She was on a few talk shows, and they would be speaking on her issues and matters of drug abuse and drug addiction. And I get the sense that Whitney was just doing Whitney. You know what I mean? It's like y'all out here looking at me in my business talking about, I'm I'm doing drugs, I'm partying, yeah, I'm doing drugs, I'm doing what I want to do with you in my business. I'm in my house, I'm spending my money, I'm doing what I do. And I feel like, yeah, that's just who she was. You know what I mean? She didn't feel nothing about doing drugs, because that's what she was doing. She was partying. I'm probably sure when she first started, it was a cool thing, just like how with Richard Pryor and many other folks started off on drugs. That was a cool thing to be. Coke spread it all over the table. Everybody partying. This is the end click thing to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, Whitney just was doing her. But I think when she started to notice people talking about her and, pictures getting out, she became afraid, is what I'm reading. She became afraid and started to hide and started to fabricate stories. And I mean, at that time she did try to go in and seek help, you know. And then she started back on them, you know what I mean? And it was just a big roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? But, I feel like in the story, her mom, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she lets you see that. She lets you see, yes, my child was on drugs. Yes, all three of my children were doing drugs. But as far as Whitney Houston, the superstar that you all know, that's not all she was. It's just a drug head. That's not all she was. And her mother goes into detail of who she was, what she was like, her many charities and charitable contributions that she made unto the world. Her music company and things like that, and the many ways that she tried to help individuals out here today. So I feel like Miss Cissy gave a great account of her daughter. Now, that's not all I have to say about this subject, so I'm going to have a part 2. So I'm going to stop right now, you guys, and I'll be right back.